So you must think of things as a lot older, and you must think of things as one high-tech civilization that vanished, and we have a civilization that's so-called bordering on high-tech now. You can't think of anything from a linear perspective where everything progressed up to now. Two worlds, because as you know, we're obsolete in this world. The black woman is not even the standard of beauty in this country based on European features. We got a big problem with that, the brothers, and even her. We coming here, we saw a woman out there with a baby with a blonde wig on. You see? But we are not the standard, and even the brothers, we are not the standard of beauty. So that means to tell you that some way we are in an obsolete world. It's obsolete to us, you see, or obsolete to them, and it doesn't go along with us. So we must think in these perspectives that we are from another world. We are from a world that was heaven, where the woman was equal to the man in all aspects. There's a book you can get, Teofilo Banger's new book. Can you hold that up? What's the name of it?
Ancient Egypt and Black Africa.
Ancient Egypt and Black Africa. And in there they have a whole section on how the woman was equal. This is the balance of the universe. This is how we got out of sync. This is the balance of the universe. I don't want to go too much into it because I want to go into it in detail. I don't want you to keep you hanging. But anyway, what happened was, somehow, that God set this, that male principle started being worshipped. And that's the stuff that came out of Kemet. And we know that Moses, the whole thing behind him, when you look at Manetho's account, which was the last high priest under Philadelphus II, that when they asked him about the Exodus so-called story, he gave them the real story about a group of set worshipers that got kicked out. I'll go into detail, but I don't want to go into it too much. But we understand now that there's a fall that went on. Right here, this is the inside temple of Denver. And as you can see, these columns, every single thing had meta-nature or hieroglyphics all over it. And it's amazing. And when I first saw the pictures, I said, I got it now. I got it now, because I was thinking from a biblical perspective on the linear time. I see now that this was a whole nother world. And we were a whole nother people. We are people. We were gods and goddesses. In the image of gods and goddesses. And that's what we were. And you look at this thing. And we know this to this day. Everything we do, whether we do it wrong, we do it better. Anybody know this? Whatever we do, we add spice into it. My grandmother could take some collards and go and get, I don't give a dog, and she cut it off a dog. She threw it in the pot, it was going to come out good. That's God. Taking nothing and making something out of it. When I look at this, I see another world. And that's the frame we want to get you into going into the 21st century. You don't line up with the baby, with the beast. And the key concept that everybody should know today, you fail all of this. I don't give a dog on how much you study. You fail a test, you fail everything if you don't understand this. That the white man is not a devil, he is the devil. Now I'm saying this not as a perspective in my theory. I got papyrus. You can go to the British Museum, the Hieratic Papyrus of the British Museum, Chester Beatty, Alan H. Gardner translates it, telling you who the devil was the whole time. They say he is murdersome and quarrelsome. He is murderous and quarrelsome. The water where he lives makes him in a nomadic, barbaric lifestyle. His sexual act is irreprehensible. They have hieroglyphics, whereas when people used to go up, the soldiers used to go up in the imperial age and start warring, they used to bring back these girls, they would be the butt of all jokes, because they knew these people were the beasts. It's right there in the papyrus. Our own ancestors said it. So if it ain't good enough for your ancestors, if your ancestors can't say it and make you believe it, then there's no hope. You gotta believe in something, and you gotta believe in what your mothers and fathers laid down to you. And somehow, even in Kemet, we got away from this. Because during the time when Akhenaten was a child, they used to go out partying and all that, and the old people used to say, you know, those kids don't listen to us like they used to. And the young people used to say, I don't want to listen to what them old people say. And you know, Akhenaten was a great integrationist. a great integrationist. And not only that, this is the origin of homosexuality because Set is a homosexual God. Remember the God, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, all male. All male, I am my Father's son. Homosexuality. God, Set is a God of homosexuality. And we know from Greece on up, we got in Asiatic on up, we have homosexuality running rapid. It was taboo in Africa. Now we understood that Set, outside of white people, Set represented principles of different individuals. You might have somebody go astray, drunks and all kinds of things, but it didn't mean a people's nature. So you had the laws for different individuals to pull themselves up from the beastly level, but it wasn't the nature of the entire people. But then it comes to a point where it's the nature of the people. And check this out. You have in some papyrus where they have a thing called Set's land and Horus's land. Horus's land represents us, the land of God. Egypt on into Africa, or Kemet on into Africa. All that's Horus's land. And then there was a point that is called Set's land. And that starts at the Sinai Peninsula. Ain't that funny? Where did Moses get those Ten Commandments from? Mount Sinai. You understand how things going on? We've been sold a bill of goods. Now don't get me wrong. The church saved us from going crazy out of slavery. But as you see now, most of the people, if we can't even get anything out of the people that can't get with nothing, are the holy sanctified and the people that goes by these Bibles. You know what I mean? So now what it's saying is something is wrong. But also saying is we can go into the devil's word. We so godly like we can go into the devil's word and make that, put some pork butter on that and make that good. You understand what I'm saying? We whipped his ass for a couple of years. But now in the 2000, we got to change. Okay. This is a layout of the Temple of Karnak. Temple of Karnak. You don't worry about how it looks here because you have handouts so you can see. Temple of Karnak. This layout of this complex is the largest temple ever built. It's the Temple of Amen at Karnak, or they call it the ancient Egyptian named Ipet Asu.